Yo, what's good? What's going on? What's up? So, tonight we're talking football. I know it's been a real long while. I was going to come here and talk about a bunch of stats but no, man. Uh Thank you for being here on time, Rashawn. Thank you. I appreciate you. Um so what I'm trying to do is we push back the time so that way we could have a couple more people be ready to come on the show. We're supposed to have some people come on the show and really just rep their team, talk about who they are. So if you are watching the show and you are repping your team, come on now. Come on. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll shoot you the link and come on, talk about your team. But right now, before we get into football, I know right now, I just want to thank, since I'm waiting, the Miami Heat for getting that first series out the way. And I just want to say how much I loved it because watching it is different from not watching it. So let me explain. So watching Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry in game 5 just cheer on a team and then people forgetting how deep Miami really, really is. So we're looking at, you know, let me change this real quick. So we're sitting here thinking about how much I love my Miami Heat. And like I said, I'm not mad for anybody who wants to come on the show. Comment who your team is. If you want to come on the show, let me know. Hit me up. I'm waiting. Hold on. I just literally got a text. Okay. That's my other bro. I always trip out on the title of his show because I never want to mess it up when I say it. So, um, oh boy. All right. So the reason why there's one of me and not two of me, I'll say this and then I'll get into the other thing. Just think about Miami Heat. Big Chief. He is going to be able to comment and show and whatnot, but he will not be able to be on the show due to technical difficulty. If you live in the Florida area, we believe the internet is gone. It is out, and he's doing all that he can to be a part of what we were supposed to be doing tonight. So again, tonight we're doing the live episode of the Coastal Bros. But in the spirit of the Coastal Bros, anybody from coast to coast who wants to come on and talk about their team, I'm not mad at it. So, and so you guys know Big Chief, who is the co-host, who is the president, the man, he is a LA Clippers fan. Now I can go back a while and I can remember when he was a Miami Heat fan, but he was a Shaq fan. And that's why he was a Miami Heat fan, but he always loved his Clippers. So technically, yeah, I'm gonna put you out there, Big Chief. You got 2 NBA teams. You love your Clippers, but you loved Miami at one point. So you got 2 teams. Here we go. Look. He wants to tell you guys himself why he's not here. Big Chief said, I am living in the Stone Age, no TV, no internet. Well, I'm glad you got enough 5G to watch this. So let me put it to you like this. So Big Chief, as much as he gets on me for rooting for 2 teams, he's got 2 teams too. But his involves a player. Like most people be like, oh yeah, I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm a fan of this team too. Well, he's already put it out there that he's the Clippers and Shaq fan. So for a little period of time when Shaq was in Miami, he used to root for Miami. Look, I'm putting it to you like this, Big Chief. I ain't ever seen you root for no Suns. No Suns. So, and if you can honestly tell me out your mouth that you rooted for Shaq in the 355-pound era of Shaq, in Boston, good luck for you. And also just an update. The Chicago Bulls are trying to hold their own against the Milwaukee Bucks. And let's see, we are starting the third quarter. Like I said, they're trying to hold their own, but they're not doing that well. What they're really doing is just losing to Milwaukee. Now it's 60-44. It looks like we might have a gentleman's sweep going on, y'all. We already had one gentleman's sweep, as you guys know. Miami booted out Atlanta. The Nets have officially been eliminated. If you haven't heard, if you've been under a rock somewhere. Okay, Big Chief is commenting back and forth about what he said. No way, I hate Boston, but you're a Shaq fan, so you were a fan of the Boston Celtics when Shaq was on there. So look, why are you shooting right now? See, this is not the time. I'm waiting for Big Boy to come on. We're gonna get started on these Giants and everything like that. You sitting here trying to get me all riled up. How you gonna try and get me all riled up and you ain't even here to come on, man? Put some light on the subject real quick, man. All right. The Bucks back-to-back champs. In order to do that, they got to get past the Celtics and the Heat. Period. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm sorry. I don't see that. This Bucks team is not that healthy. And they're not as defensively deep as last year to repeat as champions. So that being said, bet 3 cases. Okay, hold on. Officially, wait. Were we even? Big Chief, were we even? You said bet 3 cases. I think we were even. Somehow we got even. I'm trying to remember what. We'd have to go back to the shows, but I'm trying to remember how we got even. But yes, okay. So you want to bet 3 cases. Be more specific. What do you want to bet 3 cases on? You're betting that the Bucks are going to win the NBA championship. Is that what you're betting on? As I wait for your response, I'm just going to put it this way. Again, whoever your team is in the NFL, rip your team right here, right now. Put it in. Text your team, see who it is. Hold on, see. I put my other phone on mute. I normally don't do that. Oh, okay. Just a random person hitting me up on. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. Here we go. Heat, Atlanta. Okay. 3 cases that the Bucks win the championship. Yeah, I'll take that bet. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take your Coke 0. I'm gonna take the Gatorade 0. So I'll take that bet. If Big Boy were here, Big Boy would green line it. So I'm gonna take that bet. All right. So I can get out of this basketball mode because I've been in this basketball mode for too long. And Big Chief, since you are here but you're not on here, I wish I had that video so I could just go ahead and post it of the player that you said you want. Let's see if I can find it because it is on YouTube, by the way. YouTube, Sports Daddy TV, all one word on YouTube. Yes, this is not as copacetic as normal, but I am going to do it anyway. I'm going to go see the short. Here we go. Oh, wait, you're not going to be able to hear it. Okay, so.
All right, Chief Kingdom draft is up Thursday. Really hoping to get this guy right here, Jermaine Johnson, Florida State pass rusher, edge rusher. Hopefully he'll drop to the 29th or 30th pick. Chiefs Kingdom, do you think this would be a great pick for the first round? Let me know what you guys think. All right, Chiefs
Okay. Jermaine Johnson. Now, I've heard some things about Jermaine Johnson. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% because my notes are just not complete. I will be ready tomorrow. Hopefully, what we're looking at is tomorrow. We most probably, not sure, we're going to go live during the draft. We're going to go live during the draft, and we're just going to do it. We're just going to go with it. We're going to do it. As soon as the draft starts, I'm going to be here. I'm going to press record. I'm going to be live. Every pick that's picked, I'm going to talk about it. Like I said, I haven't completed my notes, but I haven't started. I don't want to let my notes go today. So I don't want to start today. So you're saying, well, what are you going to talk about? That's why I talked about my Miami Heat first, because I just wanted to get into that. Like I said, I'm waiting for my brothers to come on because I want to talk about their teams. I don't just want it to be about me and my Titans. Well, since I will touch on it real quick before everybody or anybody gets here. All right. People are going to ask me, well, Joey, what do the Titans need? What do the Titans want? Well, nobody is ever going to get this perfect. So this is what I do want to say. We have a contract. I don't want to say issue, but we do have a contract conversation going on with. We do have a contract conversation going on right now with AJ Brown. I'm glad that he hasn't. Matter of fact, let me double check before I say that. I don't believe AJ Brown has scrubbed his Twitter and or IG of all Tennessee Titan stuff. So let me double check that before I. Uh-oh. Yeah, now it's just a picture of him and his family. So those of you guys who want to follow AJ Brown, there he is. The picture of in the circle has always been the same. This has changed. So I don't know if that's got nothing to do with anything, but I'm just put it like this. Okay. I'm gonna be 100% honest, just my feelings about AJ Brown, and I'll go up and down the roster real quick. So we got another wide receiver from the LA Rams, coming back off of a ACL injury, Robert Woods. I am happy about Robert Woods, but I don't know if obviously Robert Woods is not gonna survive by himself, right? So I'm skipping over it. I'm literally skipping over it. I'm scared to say it at this point. I love AJ Brown as a wide receiver, as a physical wide receiver. He's a great blocking wide receiver, which he never gets any credit for. He catches in the middle. He can catch over both shoulders. He not only catches the ball, but he goes after the ball in the air, which there's 6 receivers who do that, and Jamar Chase is not one of them. I mean, literally can vertically get to the ball. He's not worth $30 million. You can get 3 game-changing players for $10 million each a year without signing bonus. You're telling me one guy is going to get $30 million. So let me just figure this out. Just so that way Oh yeah. Also, the number one quarterback room as far as guaranteed money, if I'm not mistaken, is the Tennessee Titans. So let's see. Total cap space for AJ Brown and the Tennessee Titans.
According to Spatrack.com, A.J. Brown signed a 4-year, $5,652,368 contract with the Tennessee
That's a rookie
Titans,
deal.
including a $2,130,812 signing bonus,
Yeah. We've all heard that
$2,882,738
before.
guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $1,413,092. In 2022, Brown will earn a base salary of $3,986,000, while carrying a cap hit of $4,518,703 and a debt.
Okay, so we got all that. Tennessee Titan cap space. I really just want to say this real quick. Cap liabilities is at $223 million. Okay. Top 51 is at $200 million. Okay. And then the team cap space is at $1.7 million. The offense is getting paid $131 million versus the defense, which is getting $77 million, and special teams is getting $5 million. Okay. Okay, dead money cap, total cap number, including dead money. Oh, no. Okay. So according to what we got here, we got Ryan Tannehill at $38 million, Bud Dupree at 19, Derrick Henry at 15, Julio Jones at 14. You know, that's gonna kill us. I actually wonder, I don't know how much Julio Jones being released gets affected to the Tennessee Titans. So you're telling me contracted 69 total players, and you're telling me that he wants to go from 4 million to 30 million? I'm sorry, man. I'm looking here. You know how many dudes make north of $10 million? 10 million or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah. Harold Landry is about to jump. Okay. Forgot about that one. Bayard is about to jump. Forgot about that one. So 6, 7, 8. And then Jeffrey Simmons. My goodness. I take all that back. I forgot how to read that. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Tennessee Titans cap space 2022. It says 1.7 million. And the 49ers have less than $1 million. And the Patriots are down there too. Number one team is the Panthers with $30 million in cap space. So Titans are 3.3 over the cap. Where'd you find that, Big Chief? Because this is the website I've not gone on before, but I see here Tennessee Titans at 1. There you go. Tennessee Titans at 1.17 million, almost at 1.8. Big Chief says as of March of 2022. I think we're gonna have to start sharing these websites, Big Chief, because that's just what we're looking at right now. So getting away from the cap situation, just start looking at what we need in the draft, and then obviously going to have to sign them. Obviously, Big Chief has us at 3.3 over the cap. I want to start to look at moving forward what we're really going to look at as far as what we need as a team. Another rookie corner, but not high in the draft. We're going to need another guy, another young guy. We got Freeney coming back, okay? So we got our number one draft pick that we had last year. He didn't really play much because he's come back off an injury. So that being said, I'm looking forward to. He says that. So I'm looking forward to this draft because we need. I want the best. I know people like, you don't draft guards that high. I would love to draft a guard. And preferably, I would love to draft a guard who swings both ways, who can play the right tackle, not left, who can play the right tackle and play guard. That's what I need. I need that plug and play guy who's physical. I always prefer short arm guards to long arm guards. I like the short physical dudes as opposed to the tall big dudes. The Tennessee Titans don't necessarily have to worry about the height of our guards because we do have a taller quarterback. You know, teams like the Broncos might want to strategize and get a guy who's more athletic in that department. Oh, look at that. The mock draft says that they have the Tennessee Titans selecting the guard from Texas A&M. I had him written down as, like I said, I'm not going to open my book, but just off the top of my head, I think I had him as the third-rated guard coming out. It's hard for me to stay focused on football right now when it's basketball season in the playoffs, but today I'm totally focused on getting this all in. So like I said about my Titans, you know what? I might as well just go down the line since none of the guys have come in yet. So for starters, everybody likes to talk about this Ryan Tannehill situation. For all my Titan fans, Ryan Tannehill is going to have to stay our starter for the next couple of years. And you know what? I'm not going to be mad at that. And the reason why I say next couple of years is because we're not drafting a quarterback this year, Tennessee Titan fans. So everybody can get over that. We're not drafting a quarterback this year. We're not going to do it. So that being said, that means we'd have to draft somebody next year to replace Ryan Tannehill if Ryan Tannehill has a bad year. But I'm going to tell you right now, with Hooper coming in, and I'm surprised Hooper's contract was not on here. I think he's north of $5. So also saying that Ryan Tannehill has not been the same since Walker left. Okay? Let's just be honest. I understand why they brought in Julio Jones as a failed experiment. I wish I would have signed Allen Hooper or traded for Allen Hooper instead of Julio Jones last year. He needs a tight end, somebody that can shore up those passes in the middle of the field that he won't force those passes if he has a safety net to rely on. See, Delaney used to do that, but now that Delaney's not doing that and he's not here, he didn't have that last year. We didn't have that tight end that can go and just say, okay, none of the wide receivers open. Let me get the ball out of my hand. Now I believe he has a tight end that can do that. So I'm going to keep it real so that way I can stretch some of the time here. I'm not going to talk about specific players. I'm just going to say what teams need. And I'm going to go with the teams of the people on the show. Let me start here. The Kansas City Chiefs. What do the Kansas City Chiefs need? Well, you're on here, Big Chief. Go ahead and comment who you believe your Chiefs need. So as far as what I'm looking at, and sometimes I hate doing it when you assign a player to a team saying, well, they need this player. I think it's much easier. To sit here and say, okay, this team needs this position and they need to draft the best player at this position. Every time I watch the first round, it's always the most athletic player at that position. It's very rare that you see the team draft the best player overall. So Big Chief is asking me, who do I want in the draft for the Tennessee Titans? I'm still evaluating offensive linemen. I'm not 100% comfortable because there's like 3 guys who to me are all even, and I haven't chosen between the 3 of them yet, but I will tomorrow before our live show. I'll pick my guy. I don't want to rush it now because, like I said, I still haven't looked at the other division yet, because D2 always has 1 or 2 guys that nobody looked at that are getting picked up in the 4th or 5th round, and they end up being studs. So yeah, that's why I haven't chosen. That's why I don't want to say any specific player. But team building. Who do the Kansas City Chiefs need? Okay, Big Chief is already on it. Let's see what Big Chief said. Big Chief said he wants an edge rusher and a wideout. Okay. I agree with him completely. Look at what happened to his division. The Raiders. They picked up one of the top 3 sack leaders in the last 5 years from the Arizona Cardinals to come join Oakland. Plus, they have bookends in Oakland, okay? On the left and the right, they can blitz you from either side, but they're still stout in the middle. Last year, the run defense wasn't that great, but oh wow, I said Oakland, huh? My bad. The Las Vegas Raiders got better offensively and defensively, and the draft hasn't even happened yet. So what does that mean? The Kansas City Chiefs need to prepare or get better at things that they normally do. So Kansas City is going to need an outside linebacker. They need to hope that Jones is Jones. Like, they need to hope that he can stick to it and be himself. Because that cat last year, that wasn't him. So, okay, here we go. Big Chief for more news. I want Johnson at 29, and does that say Pickens at 30? Okay. See, you already on it. You already know who you want. See, there's so many, like for an example, the Tennessee Titans, even though we have Hooper, we've always had 2 or 3 tight ends that we could rely on. I would love, with our 3rd round pick, to get the best tight end available. But to sit here and say that, who's that going to be? There's like 5 guys I'm looking at. I don't want to run through 5 guys. You owe me a Coke. Okay, that's not fair. Just because I said Oakland, that's not fair. All right, I owe you a Coke. All right. So so the Chiefs need an outside, but they need an outside rusher. Okay, I don't want to say an outside rusher or edge rusher because I'm one of those people, I separate them. An outside rusher is really from the linebacker position, somebody who can come in and then also blitz in the middle. I always, just in my own head, edge rusher is somebody who plays an end like is a defensive end. Outside rusher is that outside linebacker who can rush the quarterback. It's the difference between a Khalil Mack and, just so everybody knows, Matthews, Clay Matthews. Like, he's not an edge rusher. He's a outside rusher. And the reason why I put Clay Matthews in that, because they also put him in middle linebacker. He wasn't that great at it, but he was good enough to hold up his job. So that's kind of where I put him. Okay. Hold on. We have 12 packs or so many packs. You know what? I just spoke to somebody. I'm not gonna talk about my sources, but if the rumor is true, I'm not even gonna go to the rumor. I'm gonna just talk about Deebo Samuel real quick, okay? I'm just talking about Deebo Samuel real quick, and I'm gonna just keep it way 100. So Deebo Samuel, let's just pretend that's T. I'm gonna go over his stats for the last 3 years, and y'all tell me if y'all comfortable with that. Deebo Samuel's statistics for his career. Okay, so in his career, 3 years in San Francisco, he had 57 receptions at 802 yards and 3 touchdowns his rookie year. You're going to pay him as much as you want to pay. Let me just ask you a question. As a rookie in today's NFL, 57, 802 yards at 3 touchdowns? Does that sound like somebody you want to give $30 million a year to? Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, matter of fact, let me look into these stats because I don't believe he played that whole first year. He didn't play that whole first year. So, Deebo Samuels, what the Hades? So, Deebo Samuels started 11 games, 81 targets, 57 catches, 802 yards. And then now that he's a running back, he had 14 carries for 159 yards. It's actually really good. And 3 touchdowns. Okay. Now, so he didn't play every game his rookie year. That's usually the best physical peak for a wide receiver. Second year, he was hurt. He only started 5 games and played in 7. 44 catches, 391 1 touchdown receiving, and he had 8 carries for 26 yards. Okay. Now, he had his breakout year. He had 121 targets thrown to. That's a lot. He only caught 77. And then 59 rushes for 365 yards and 8 touchdowns. Okay, we got more comments here. But I hear we may trade up. You know what, Big Chief? If you want to trade up, who do you want to trade up and get? There's 3 receivers. One of them is from the MAC conference. One of them is from Ohio State. The kid from USC is really good. I think the kid from Penn State is very underrated. Who do you want at wide receiver? Who would you trade up to get? Okay. We have 12 picks. Maybe package some for AJ or Deebo. Now you want Tennessee Titan players? That's cold-blooded, man. But you know what? I would take that. Okay, Dallas Debo. Okay, Romero. You got to come on and tell me to my face, bro. You know what? For real, I'm gonna go ahead and just put you on blast real quick, Romero. If you want Debo, you're gonna have to give me a good reason why. And I want to hear it from your mouth because I don't even understand why that makes sense. Like I need somebody until somebody can convince me as to why Debo makes sense in Dallas. See that comment? Why does Debo make sense in Dallas? Ramiro, like the link is sent to you, bro. The link is sent to you, man. I just sent it to you. Okay, I'm gonna go down the list here. I just saw another comment. I'm gonna go down the list. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. We got Big Boy on. I'm gonna have Big Boy tell me why Debo is good in Dallas, but I want to answer these questions real quick. So, welcome in. What's good, Big Boy? How you doing, man?
Doing smooth, man. Woo, a lot of traffic on the way home, but we finally made it in one piece by the grace of God.
Man, it's all good. Right now, I've just been waiting for people to come on. I was kind of lollygagging a little bit through my Titans talk because I'm not trying to drop no names. I don't want to. Like I said, like I told you, I've been studying about my players, but I don't want to drop my notes now. I'm looking now since you and Daniel put it out there that we should do it live while the draft. So now I'm like, well, if we're going to talk pre-draft, I would rather talk about what teams need as opposed to just saying, oh, well, I want this player because we can do that tomorrow because that's what tomorrow is all about. These dudes are going to be getting homes. These dudes are going to get credit cards. These dudes are getting contracts. But right now, look what Big Chief said. Debo had one good year, so I would not pay him that type of money. Me and Big Chief actually agree. How do you feel about Debo? Huh?
I wouldn't pay that type of money either. First things first, what do you even pay him as? Because he's a hybrid. He plays both a running back and he plays also as a wide receiver. So what pay scale are you looking for?
I think okay. If I'm Debo's agent, he was hurt his first 2 years and he had an okay year. Because I just went over the stats. Romero just put in the comments that he wants Debo to be traded to the Cowboys, which to me don't make no sense.
Why would they trade Debo to the Cowboys?
Thank you.
The thing about him is that they don't have the type of coach that can unlock all of his potential. The way he's being utilized right now is not going to be the same way he's going to be utilized in that Dallas Cowboys offensive system. I don't see him because let's face it, Mike Shanahan, he's just a genius. I actually wanted them to get Cordell Patterson because I knew something was going to happen with Debo. I'm pretty sure
I wanted Cordell Patterson in Tennessee. I think everybody wanted Cordell Patterson. But let me just refresh your memory on this. Hurt his first year, played, I think it said 11 games, had 57 catches for 802, 3 touchdowns. That doesn't sound like a 30-year meal after his rookie year. After the year we just saw Jamar Chase do, the Anquan Boldens, the Larry Fitzgeralds, the Jerry Rices. We've seen great rookie first years. That was not it. Then you go to his second year, he played 6 games. He played 7 games, started 5, 33 catches for 1 touchdown, 391 as a wide receiver. And then he had his great year, right? Ooh, I'm so great. I need $30 million a year. He only caught 77 balls. Yes, it was for 1405. I'll give you that. He had a great yak year. But he only had 6 touchdowns. See, I remember T.O. going to Buffalo with a no-name quarterback named J.P. Lossman and getting 10 TDs.
Mm-hmm. The thing about the and their contracts is that they always try to give it to the next man up. But the thing is, you may be next man up, but what percentile are you in that next man up status? He's not in the top percent.
I'll give you that, but look at what Big Chief said. Because that is Tyreek money.
Yeah, but Debo.
He's not Tyreek. He's not even close. So Big Chief, points for you there. We need to start keeping the points for Big Chief because he's got like 3 points already today. All right, now okay, now he's talking about Johnson because he doesn't think that he'll be there at 29. Johnson is that edge rusher from Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Or is Big Chief, is it Georgia or Florida State?
Florida State, Jermaine Johnson, the third?
Yeah.
Florida State.
So it's Florida State, Jermaine Johnson.
Now he's going in the top 15.
Okay, so you don't think he's coming close to the Chiefs?
No.
Didn't he have a red flag? Didn't he have an injury issue? And then he came back from it?
I don't remember. I didn't see that in. Oh wait, I think I might have saw that in my notes.
Okay, that's the only reason why when college players get hurt, I get nervous on drafting them. Look at. I know we've had this argument so many times on the show. Look at Tua. Tua came into the NFL hurt, and everybody said it was because the coach hated him, so that's why it was split time between him and Fitzpatrick, yada, yada, yada. I was one of those guys. I wish Tua would have sat the whole year, let Ryan Fitzpatrick coach him up because his Wonderlic score was low, which means he's not going to pick up offenses like that. He needs time to develop in them. Mm-hmm. So, and I look, I know people don't agree with the Wonderlic. I'm a huge Wonderlic guy. All right, so let me jump to this next comment here. Pollard is better than Samuel.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, now wait. Is that simply as a running back? Because didn't we see Pollard come up in the postseason real small, and he's a small guy? Debo's bigger than him and plays more physical than him. I would rather have Debo than Pollard, but Pollard is cheaper than Debo. Mm. What do you think?
I'll take Pollard over Debo.
Is that because you know he's going to get hurt or because it's cheaper?
That, and I feel like he's also a great play. The plays that he did with this coach is amazing. You put Pollard over the system 49ers, he's definitely winning MVP.
You know what? Let me challenge you to say this. Imagine if Pollard was in the original Green Bay Packers offense when they had Amon Green. Ooh. Amon Green in Green Bay was the number one running back in the NFL for catching screen passes and doing everything else after that. If you put Pollard in that system and then play off a play action with the screen game, Dallas can be more effective because Zeke is trash. I'm sorry. Should I say that Zeke is trash?
I mean,
can I say that?
If he's not producing what you're doing.
Okay. All right. So the next one. Next comment. Elliott is casualty. Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. He's trash. Like, I'm sorry. You should not be getting paid that much. And he's gotten worse every single year. You know what? Let's shine some light on it. Zeke should be traded and or fired or released. But Jerry Jones ain't going to do it.
No, allows them. I would just restructure his contract, make everything incentivized based, and see if he can reach it. Because when he didn't have that money, he was working for it. He got the money. The regression came hard.
All right, I'm going to pencil you in. So now Romero says, pencil me in for the live draft show tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question. Seeing Romero how he's come on here and hot, do you believe he's going to actually have a good reason for the Dallas Cowboys to trade for Debo?
No.
I can't find one good reason to trade for Debo.
With the Cowboys draft history, the only reason they should trade is for more picks because they know how to pick them. They should never trade for a player. Their scouting department is top notch. I wish we had that scouting department. They know how to pick them, groom them, and pay them, except for Ezekiel Elliott.
You know what? I think maybe they did pick him right, but they shouldn't have paid him that second contract. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if Zeke gets a third contract, he better not get more than $2 million a year.
What? Nah, no.
Mark Ingram has more value than Zeke right now. If you take Mark Ingram and put him in Dallas, he's getting 1,000+ yards, guaranteed, even with injury. Isn't he in Houston right now? So let's go to the next comment. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Big Chief flooding the comments, helping a brother out because I was lonely for a minute.
Sorry,
Thank you, Big Chief. And yeah, he said, "Oh boy, was from Florida State." Okay, Romero, Wonderlic is overrated. Okay, you want to take this one?
It is relative, but it is praised too highly for what it is. They need to calm down with that Wonderlic score and just take it for what it is. Don't put too much faith into it because it takes the player but so far. We've seen people with great Wonderlic scores. They play the same amount of the game as I'm playing. That's 0. So
I don't know. Okay, just I can name 5 guys with a very, very high Wonderlic score. If you can name me 5 bad guys with a Wonderlic score, I'll give you a minute to look it up. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Chad Pennington had a high Wonderlic score, had a very good career. I know people don't like Chad Pennington, but the point of me mentioning Chad Pennington, he had a high Wonderlic score and no physical talent and still had a better career than some of the first round picks. John Elway. I can still go Andrew Luck. Okay. So I can start going with the guys with the very low Wonderlic score. Ryan Leaf. What happened to Ryan Leaf? That went bad. Vince Young. He won Rookie of the Year. But what happened? Emotionally, he could not process. As much as I love Vince Young, he could not process past that first year as being a star quarterback. Yes, I know him and Jeff Fisher didn't fit, and it probably would have been better if we had an offensive coach him up, but that's just not the way the team was built. He was drafted by the wrong team. I'm not even going to lie, and I love Vince Young. Jake Locker had a low Wonderlic score. Traded to Tennessee, was never any better than he ever was. Matter of fact, you know who had a very high Wonderlic score?
Who?
Dak Prescott had a very high Wonderlic score. And he was a 4th round draft pick, and look where he's at now. So most of the guys, I don't know any starting quarterbacks right now that had a low Wonderlic score. And when I say low, I mean we're talking very, very low 20s, high teens.
Let's see.
And let me just bring up one point. You know who got a very high Wonderlic score? Malik in the draft. Malik. You know who got a very low Wonderlic score? Kyle Pickett.
Wow. So
Go ahead. What'd you find out?
The highest Wonderlic score was actually scored by a punter.
That doesn't surprise me.
Pack McNally.
Oh, that name sounds so familiar.
But when I look at for somebody who scored one of the worst scores, Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
He scored one of the worst scores in history. He scored a 6. The average is 20. I'm just saying. And Vince Young also scored a 6.
Vince Young was also very out of the league very quick.
Yeah. But he was on a cover of Madden. Just saying.
Yeah, he run rookie of the year, but he never grew past that.
He never did. And also you have Morris Claiborne, but he's gone. But it's to me like it's one of those things like where the standardized test will try to tell you where you're supposed to belong on that field. I was like, you know what? Let them ball. Sometimes you just got to ball to be able to ball.
Hold on 1 second.
They've got a lot of holes here in New Jersey. Yeah, well, look, you stay warm in New Jersey, Judy, and I know if you get any breaking news, we will be the first to hear it from you.
Okay, they're waiting for breaking news to come through on the Giants, and they said, and I quote, finished 4-13 in the division.
It almost feels like wide receiver. The last 2 years, Philly has gone in that direction.
Okay, since you are everything New York, I want to know, should the Jets trade for Debo? Just off the top of your head.
For the Jets, you know what? Yes. Because they need to
Now look, I agree with you. For a team who's at the bottom of the barrel trying to come up and got a couple of targets and then adding Debo, I understand that. But not for Dallas. No. All right, the next question is yours.
For that.
Yeah. The next question is yours, big boy. Yo, Elliott is not the same man.
No, he's a walking shell of himself.
True.
It's hard to say, but he can't produce on the same level that he's expected to anymore. The second they had to become a 2-man running back system in Dallas, that lets you know your career as a halfback is pretty much fading away. He went from a starter to pretty much a backup.
All right, the next one is yours too. Cowboys need a number 1 wide receiver and defensive end support, my boy.
Yes, they do. They do need a clear-cut number 1 because CD is still developing.
Yeah, and Cooper's now in Cleveland.
Well, Cooper
let me ask you this though:
games because he's only good at home.
Imagine. I know Dallas needs offensive line help, and hold on, since we're talking about Dallas, real quick. The Dallas Cowboys, we know, need offensive line help because they're getting long in the tooth. But imagine if the Dallas Cowboys go defense and find another edge rusher to go with
Micah Parsons.
Imagine if they find another guy to go alongside Micah Parsons. And look, Parsons can blitz from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they find a guy to do half his production.
Imagine if they found a dude that can actually cover while he's blitzing. Let me tell you, I would not be surprised if they schemed and picked up an edge rusher or a linebacker that can help out Micah Parsons and then go for a tight end in the later rounds to have another big body target.
Or to get back on that, imagine if they picked up an old school tight end to fill in where that offensive line is lagging, but that means they would need to draft or sign another running back who can play behind him because Zeke is not it. Zeke is not that, okay, it's 3rd and 1, let me give it to him and he's going to get the first down.
Nope.
Zeke is not that.
See, there's a lot of ways you could go with it.
Look, I know it sounds funny, but Dallas and Mark Ingram make sense now.
Yeah. I would rather than have if they don't get Ingram, I would rather have the ball in Dak Prescott's hand and trust that he'll make the smart decision.
Yeah, I just think they need a better coach. I'm not a fan of
LaFleur.
No, I'm fine with LaFleur over in Green Bay. I'm not a fan of I wanted to say Mike Holmgren, but that's not his name. I was mad because of that play call at the end. And then they said, well, the referees did that right. So let me ask you a question. If Dak gets the ball to the referee and he's set up and the referee doesn't get there fast enough, it's on him? To me, that rule doesn't make any sense. But the NFL was more comfortable with letting that be. But that's just me. If my internet is back on, I'll be on. So, Leo
Oh,
Terrell out of
yeah.
Wisconsin is another one I could see is getting. Big Chief is still going. Kyle Phillips, UCLA is my sleeper pick. I'm gonna wait for all that tomorrow. He's on it. I know he's excited
Me too.
because he's a Chiefs fan, and I know he's really, really excited. I know he's trying to do his thing, but man, Big Chief is on right now. Let's keep going down these comments. Loving the background. Yeah, man, I like to keep it flowing with who we're talking about, so people can key in when they're watching later. Be like, oh, okay, they're talking about this team. They're talking about that team. But yeah, man, like I said, if you want your team talked about, come on the show. I'll shoot you the link. Come on, defend yourself against me and Big Boy. See what you got.
We in the building.
Oh wait, we got a little bit more. Oh, here we go. Romero. He said Debo will replace Amari Cooper. Debo is not as good as Amari Cooper. How about them apples? But like I said, Romero, as long as you're shooting shots, none of that's going to help you defend Debo Samuel.
You're a right receiver. Amari Cooper is leagues ahead of Debo.
Man, first of all, Amari Cooper is still one of the top 5 slot receivers in the NFL. Slot receivers, and the reason why I put him as a slot because his route running is insane. I don't like putting Amari Cooper on the outside. That's why I've always said, if you put Amari Cooper on the inside, the dude's catching 10, 12 a game, but he's too good for you to sit him in a slot, and he gets paid more than a slot means. Technically, for me, Amari Cooper is a $10 or $11 million wide receiver from the slot.
I concur.
But he gets paid like a number one. So what we going to do?
Sit back and watch and let it happen.
All right. Sean Payton will replace McCarthy. Do you agree with that?
I mean, I feel like it would be more like an upgrade from McCarthy, but that's if he even wants the job. Right now, he's chilling. He's living a good life. Maybe if he can't scratch that itch that the golf ain't doing it for him, because, that's what all players do, coaches do after they retire. They go play some golf. Then maybe he might come back. But he might be liking the schedule, not having to do something crazy every 5 minutes to a different part of his schedule. He's spending time with the fam, enjoying the vacay. He already got his bread. He a well-paid man. He's well off. He's a little bit up there in age, a little bit up there. He can just wind down and chill for the rest of his life.
True that. All right, let's see. Big Chief with another one. I had 12 players already for today's show.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't doing nothing past the third round because I thought that was just a toss-up.
I think Big Chief is really looking seriously at the holes, but then if I was the Chiefs seriously looking at that division, San Diego, wow, they're not even from San Diego. LA got better, Denver got better, Vegas got better. So at this point, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I really hate to say this, but they need to be they need, you know what I'm saying? They need be Pioli right now, man. I'm forgetting everything about position. I'm drafting the best player available as soon as I'm picking. Because if you trade the picks you got, tell me what you're thinking, big boy. Tell me what you're thinking.
I think offensively they sound. They just need a bruising running back, and the rest of the picks can be defense.
All right. Running backs is the what I always do last.
They can literally go get an edge rusher, a linebacker. They can hit all 3 levels with their first 3 picks, especially with 2 of them being back-to-back. Help on that line, help with the linebacker core, and then they still have to get something happening with that secondary. They have a huge hole there without their playmaker of Tyrann Mathieu. I know they got somebody else, but he's still not a proven commodity in my mind yet. Maybe you give somebody else over there to help him out, we good. And there was that one cornerback they had in the playoffs who got picked on. I can't remember what his name.
Are we talking about the Bengals?
No, we're talking about Chiefs.
Oh, the safety got picked on. Sorensen.
Yeah. Get somebody to play for him.
Dang on it. He got me for another Coke because I accidentally said Oakland.
But
okay, hey, so Big Chief, are you gonna put that on the Twitter right now? Because as soon as you put it on, I'll retweet it. He said, poll question, will Debo play for the 49ers, Jets, Cowboys, or Chiefs next season? If I was the Chiefs, you shouldn't want to pay that much money for that.
The only team that should be doing this is the Jets. Not only do they have the ammunition, but they also got the cap room for it.
Yeah, and considering how the Jets got better last year, I think somebody like Deebo Samuel, I think with his unique skill, you don't put him outside, you put him in a slot. But the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the 49ers should not be paying that dude $30 million a year.
Especially not the Cowboys.
And then, like I said, I heard an insider tip. I talked to my guy. I can't even say because it's not out there yet. And then through my contact, another guy that we've worked with got paid money to shut down what he's been posting because it might affect Deebo Samuel's money. So I'm not going to put it out there about what's going on with Deebo Samuel's and where he really wanted to go. I'm not even going to go there.
But I will say this. Him going to
I'll tell you when we get off air, but I'm not going. I can't have it. I can't have it on the record.
Him going to the Jets will help stabilize that offense so much with him being a playmaker. They can be able to more consistently move the ball and get scores. Because they had some games where they were scoring 30 points like it was nothing. Then they also have other games where they're scoring like 18 points struggling. You get a playmaker that can help move the offense, it make all the difference from you.
All right, so right now,
I was actually looking at him too.
Brian Robinson, Alabama.
I was looking at him too.
Is he in this draft? I didn't know he was in this draft.
Actually, those 3 running backs I was looking at. I was like,
okay, my guy is in this draft, and I'm glad that he's ranked 250. I'll talk to you about that guy when we get off camera. Brian Robinson Jr., 6'2", 225. He's ranked 252. And the guy I want for Tennessee is ranked 250. That's awesome. Because that means we got a chance to get him. Let's see.
You can snatch him up in the later rounds, 3rd, 4th.
Exactly.
It's just, this is like the most well-kept secret of a draft because there's no clear-cut number 1 right now.
Let me ask you a question. Because from what I just read, I mean, if that's who I think it is, I didn't know he was coming out. I would gladly take him. Come on, where is that? Running backs. Okay. It didn't load right. Okay. Oh. Come on now.
You know what makes this draft unique? Is that there's not so much offensive firepower this draft. Yeah, you're a bit deep in the wide receivers, but this is the draft for people who need defense. And I'm going
to type it
in. How many picks does the Titan have?
The Tennessee Titans?
Yeah.
Hold on.
We strapped. We good on us.
Oh, okay. So it's not true. Okay. So the guy I was looking at, Isaiah Spiller, has no relation to CJ Spiller, the former running back of the Buffalo Bills, but that dude is a monster. And I'm surprised that Big Chief doesn't want Isaiah Spiller because he's a load. Isaiah Spiller. Now, let me just ask you this, Big Chief. I know you don't know. See, I watch the SEC. So 6'1", 215, balanced back. He can catch out the backfield. He's powerful. He's got a quick first step. Again, these are the notes I'm not trying to jump into. This is just what I remember off the top of my head because running backs is usually I do last. Let's go. Romero said Matt Carroll is the best QB in the draft. Wow. Big boy, take your opinion. I think that's Ole Miss, right? So I'm gonna look up Matt Carroll's Wonderlic score.
This is gonna sound so left field, but even as a Giants fan, I don't want none of the quarterbacks out of this draft.
So you have no faith in Malik?
Not even that I don't have no faith, but the fact that I don't even have a team to put around him right now. I'm the type of person, I'm the type of GM that when I'm in the quarterback is the last piece of my puzzle. Everything's in place for them already. So when they get in there, they can thrive and survive. I don't want to get them in there and throw them to the wolves. I don't want to mess up his confidence, maybe get an injury because I don't have great linemen around him that we can't get no offense produced. No. When I get a quarterback, he's the last piece of the puzzle. I put him in there, and it takes off. He flourishes. He makes it do what it do. So when I'm looking at these quarterbacks, I was looking at some of the – I had to go back in time to watch some of these quarterbacks play. Some of them do have great potential, but I don't see anybody that has that breakout. You know what? He's a for sure first rounder pick potential on him. I can see them playing in the NFL, but do they deserve to be drafted as the first 32? No. They can stay home with the family, watch the draft, celebrate when the son get picked in either the second or third round.
Okay. I like the Wonderlic. Not the actual score of it, but it always has told me how a guy is going to respond under pressure. Read on.
Okay.
And you told me the average was what?
20.
So by the Wonderlic score, he's going to be a lick below average quarterback. So you're telling me just based, if I were to solely base it on that score, I'm thinking his ceiling is Kirk Cousins. His ceiling. Now Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback, but I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins.
No. Kirk Cousins is a stabilizer at best.
All right.
Sometimes he will overachieve, but he will come back down to earth.
All right. Anthony Price. I think Jacksonville defense switched to 3-4, so Walker would be a great pick. That's a good point. I agree with that. I think if he's talking about the Walker from Georgia, he's being related to Albert Hinesworth without the crazy. Can you imagine Albert Hinesworth without the crazy? Or a bigger version of the Ndamukong Suh? That's what people are saying about him. But Georgia has so much talent, you don't get to see the stats like Ndamukong Suh had at Nebraska.
See, that's the thing about the Georgia boys in this particular draft. Everybody around them was so good. Were they really good, or was they really good because everybody was good? You know? Sometimes it could just be a byproduct of being in a great team.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of the beautiful thing. Like, if you're coming out and say you're on a great team, but you're a great player, but some people don't notice it because somebody in another position might outshine you based on position or a simple fact of talent on the team, you may end up in a better situation than most people thought. So now Big Chief is literally trying to put us on the spot. Jameson Williams falling? Is Jameson Williams falling in the draft? I mean, that's where I'm at right now.
I don't think I'm thinking of the right person. I'm thinking of a wide receiver right now. I think I'm thinking of a wide receiver, and that's not the right.
No, I think you're right.
He is the wide receiver?
Yeah. You know why a lot of these wide receivers are going to fall? Because I think offensive linemen are going to get picked higher than normal. And there's not going to be that many quarterbacks. Like last year, didn't we have like 4 or 5 going to first 10, 15 picks?
Unrightfully so, yes.
So all these other players, like all these other positions that we aren't normally used to seeing get drafted high are going to get drafted high. So I expect at least 3 offensive linemen to be drafted in the first, I'll say 12.
I concur.
And then at least 2, I'll say in the top 8, which means somebody's going to have to fall.
I wouldn't be surprised if 3 went in top 8.
I wouldn't either. And in this draft, from what I remember in my notes, it's about 4 or 5 deep. Like, I'm thinking, okay, as rookie wide receivers, there's going to be 4 wide receivers that get, I'll say, 45 plus catches.
Got you. I'm with you.
Okay. Next question. Matt Carroll's a sleeper quarterback in this draft. Romero is right. Okay.
I just don't know, man. I'm not sure if any of these
I don't know.
Like, still starting 4 years down the road.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If he gets drafted, it's not going to be high. Look, if he was that good and he's the best quarterback behind Malik, he would get drafted Carolina at the latest. What's Carolina get drafted at? 6, 7? Carolina Panthers in this year's draft.
Or maybe 8.
8? You said 8?
6 or 8, I think.
This year's draft class order.
Here's a summary from NFL.com. Round 1, Jacksonville Jaguars. 2, Detroit Lions. 3, Houston Texans. 4, New York Jets. 5, New York Giants. 6, Carolina Panthers. 7, New York Giants, from Chicago Bears. 8, Atlanta Falcons, and more.
Okay. So there's 6.
Goodness gracious.
And then let's see, 6, 7, 8. And then Atlanta's 8, and your Giants are at 7. And that was a trade from the Chicago Bears.
Thank you, Bears.
How did you guys get that pick? I'm trying to figure out.
I think we might have traded a pick last year. I think we traded back.
And then you guys got it. Okay.
And I think that's why we got Kadarius going. I got him going early. If he's not getting picked up in the first round, crazy.
Are we talking about the tight end or are we talking about the wide receiver from Minnesota?
The tight end.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was gonna go. He's not gonna be there. And then I realized something that I haven't seen for a while. I'm gonna say this: there's gonna be at least 4 trades in the first round. There's 8 teams with 2 picks in the first round. There's no way all those teams are going to select 2 players in the first round. If it was me, I'm trading back to the second round and getting better talent at a cheaper rate. That's just me. And the Patriots do it all the time. The Titans have been known to do it. And honestly, we need to do it this year because, all right, let's go to the next one.
I ain't gonna lie. My Giants might do it. We did pretty decent last draft. We got Aziz, we got Cam Robinson. If we can stay with some good, decent picks like that, I would not mind drafting out of that 7th pick.
Look, we got somebody who agrees with the assessment here. No, I would compare Albert Heinsworth to Jordan Davis from Georgia. At least we have somebody who knew who Albert Heinsworth was. Because, well, which one you talking about now, Anthony? Are you talking about Tennessee Titans Albert Heinsworth or Washington Redskins Albert Heinsworth? Because those two different brothers, the way they played.
He is. I forgot.
So, yeah, he's going to fall in the draft. Honestly, look, Tua had bruised ribs and dropped to Miami. So this dude has torn ACL. He might miss the first all the way around. You know who ended up drafting him? Tennessee Titans. We love to draft people with injuries and a chip on their shoulder.
But it would be a great addition to your team, though. But if you get that tight end in the first round, man, life is changing for Titans fans.
But then again, we always got somebody that we could never use like immediately. You know what I'm saying? So see, I feel like everybody got their phone. I'm not even picking up my book.
My book right here, waiting for tomorrow.
So who's this person that and it's funny, as soon as I see the person, I'm like, oh yeah, duh.
I was singing his name. I just don't remember where.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah, that's why I saw his name somewhere.
It's funny. I've seen that name somewhere because I watched that daggone show.
Yeah.
Remember jokes.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, yeah.
Look, this is one of the comedians who works with oh man. There's another sleeper. And Romero, what was the name of his partner? I forget. The one who did the pumps. Romero, I know you got the name. What was the name of the dude who did the pumps? There it is. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, it would be crazy to say. Yeah, that's not crazy at all to say that. That's why we did agree, right? That
that's actually a fairly accurate statement.
Yeah, like there's gonna be a bunch of these guys that are gonna get 45 plus catches first season.
They'll be starting. How much production they will yield, that's a different story. I would love to have a DeBrickshot Ferguson on my team.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. Look, I remember DeBrickshot Ferguson beef. Wait, hold on. Let me pause that. Debo Samuel's recent tweet, MoveX. To real entertaining half stuff y'all should be saying, but it be funny though. Everybody want their voice to be heard about a situation they know nothing about. Okay, see this tweet right here is I can't say he's trying to. So basically, people are messing with his money. To real entertaining half the stuff y'all be saying, but it be funny though. Everybody want their voice to be heard about a situation they know nothing about. Just be saying whatever the next person say. Have a blessed day, and they put pieces up there. All Debo Samuels is saying is, y'all said what I'm trying to work out behind closed doors, but we don't want it out in the public yet.
I ain't trying to mess with the man's money.
This is on NFL Total Access. I got on.
I don't even know where my remote's at right now. It's somewhere behind me.
All right, let me find out. Man, I know this is another funny one. I don't even want to. Romero, you killing me right now, man.
Yeah, pull up the Anthony Price one. Yes. This man, Mr. Anthony Price, gets it right. That's why I want my Giants to low-key get rid of that the number 7 pick. It will cost us down the line. But at the same time, if we was to get 2 picks out of that, and both of them year production, instead of paying that 1 good player, we're going to pay 2 good players. So you're rolling the dice. You sort of rolling the dice.
No, he's dead on.
They had a third first round pick.
Devo Samuel's on Twitter again criticizing reports of drama with 49ers. Man, it ain't drama. It's business. I don't know everybody tripping. There ain't no drama. It's business.
It's only drama because people want to label it as drama. He trying to get paid.
And can we mention that everybody has forgotten about Jimmy GQ and all this?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He could still end up on another team, not day 1, day 2.
I'll take him.
Of course, you would take him. Imagine if the Giants could get off. I think they gave him his 5th-year option for, $22 million for Daniel Jones? Add 6 more on, find a way to trade one of those high-price receivers out to San Francisco and get Jimmy GQ.
They can have Galladay.
The only thing is that people are going to knock it because they're going to say, well, Jimmy GQ is going to get hurt behind that offensive line. That dude used to get rid of the ball quick.
Mm-hmm. And that's up to the Giants to actually get him an offensive line.
Look, Big Chief is just over here poking the Titan bear over here.
Bruh.
Big Chief, you don't even like A.J. Brown.
I like him. He's pretty good. Not for long.
What's y'all favorite NFL name?
Yeah, not for long. It can come and go just that fast. That's mine.
Are we talking about player or are we talking about team, Romero? You got to.
Oh, I thought you meant acronym.
No, that's why I'm waiting for Romero to be more specific. Yeah, Anthony, look, he's killing us too, man. He killing us too. He needs to come on here and defend himself tomorrow about what. Look, Big Chief, you forgot all about James Cook, the little brother to Delvin Cook.
Oh yeah.
Look, Big Chief, you need a running back. You forgot about that one.
I heard it was a bit small though.
That dude, he's a monster. Have you seen Georgia used to pass the ball, but he was the reason why they used to control teams from doing anything else. Look, I like him if he was wearing red and yellow. Hey, get out of here. You don't even like the color yellow.
His favorite color of the day.
Shoot, let's see where we at. All right, this next one. How long do the first have to pay Jimmy G his money? I think for 2 more seasons, Jimmy G is under contract. Jimmy G's contract situation. I believe he has 2 more years left. Let me double check that.
I mean, that'd be perfect because we need 2 more years to get out of our current contract fiasco in New York.
Oh, I did not know that. Jimmy G has a no trade clause?
Whoa.
I have never once heard to return teams for start for 2021. I did not know that about his contract situation.
So he can say no to everything. He could trade to the team he want. He got to sign off on it.
That's the thing, but I think he's a nice enough guy that he'll help him out. But I think the 49ers will help him out. Okay, 49ers locked up Garoppolo on a 5-year deal worth $137 million, $48 million guarantee of a second firm together. Of that, $74.1 million was guaranteed for injury. Okay, so right now, and that was March 2022. So how many years is he into that one? Because if they just said that contract, that's not even middle of the road. That's cheap. That's like 18th, 19th. 5-year, 137 million.
That's a lot.
Now, Jimmy Garoppolo has a no trade clause for the next 31 days. This was reported February 13th in 2022. Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, is Jimmy Garoppolo's contract up this year? It says Jimmy will cost the 49ers up to $26 million this season, an additional $27 million in 2022 if he winds up sticking around on the roster. Oh, so yeah, he's got 2 years left on his deal. So they will pay him. They paid him $26 million this year. And now his contract's up because we're going to have the new day start. And then if somehow he winds up sticking around on the roster, we've been over this before November 27th, 2021. So I think that means they'll owe him an additional $27 million for 2022. So this is the last year of his deal.
Got you.
Favorite player name?
A favorite player name?
Well, I have a few.
Bradshaw.
We're gonna assume Big Chief is gonna say the big running back. I always forget the nickname. The Nigerian Nightmare. I always like Dick Night Train Lane. That record will never be broken. It came so close, but was way so far from the dude from the Dallas Cowboys getting it. Dick Bucket is the greatest name ever. Really? So not nicknames? No, you know what? You want to go to Icky Woods with the Icky Shuffle. That's the greatest name. Do you know who Icky Woods is? Big boy?
Right. No idea, to be honest with you.
Okay, so Icky Woods was a running back in the mid-90s, okay? He's known for the Icky Shuffle. You can look it up on YouTube when we're done here. He would do this dance, the Icky Shuffle. 1, 2, 3, go back, 1, 2, 3, and then spike the ball. And that was the Icky Shuffle. It was awesome. Icky Woods is probably the greatest name. No. Sorry, Big Chief. Injury issues. Big Chief liking all these dudes that's hurt.
Like I said.
But he's never played. I think it's just a foot issue. I think he had a foot issue in the middle of the season. Okay, here we go. It looks like we got a giant question.
Uh-oh. I concur. I actually didn't want him at all.
You know what? Technically, I understand why you agree with that, but it's technically not fair because this dude was groomed by a quarterbacks coach in college at Duke. He went to the Payton Manning School of Quarterbacking. So before he got to the NFL, he was way ahead of everybody else. So everybody thought, well, if he's on this trajectory, everybody thought he'd get better when he just said, nope, that's the best I'm going to ever do.
No, I was not on board since day one. I was at my TV saying, boo.
Yeah.
I was like, we need help on the O-line. Desperately.
You know what, Big Chief? All these names you spitting out, I want you to talk about all these dudes tomorrow when they're drafted or not drafted. Every single dude you put on here. Because we going live and you want us to talk about all these people when they're not drafted. You're trying to take our stuff for tomorrow. We can't talk about it if we're going to talk about it now.
Yeah, man. You need to get the internet fixed up.
Look, he's still going. Oh, no. That dude's good, though. Wait, I'm not going to. You know what's funny? He's mentioned everybody but the corner from Cincinnati. Big Chief is and he hasn't said anything about quarterbacks. He's talking about everybody except the corner from Cincinnati, who's probably going to go really high.
That corner's a top 10 pick. He ain't going to be there very long.
You know what? That dude from Cincinnati, he's going to be the first corner taken.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Look, when Nick Saban comes out and says, yeah, we purposefully went away from him. Nobody knows talent evaluation when cornerbacks or defensive players better than that guy. People are going to take a minute and look at that. Paying $26 million for a backup man, trade that man, or start him.
Yep. You can't pit somebody worth $26 million on a bench and say, well, you're not playing.
The Dallas Cowboys did that last year. Didn't the Dallas Cowboys sit, what was it, $15, $20 million defensive end to sit on the bench last year?
Let me tell you. If you were getting paid that much money, I need you to prove to me why you're worth that much money. But in Ezekiel Elliott's case, he couldn't prove it, which is why they needed to trade him, but they just didn't trade him. If he could prove right now that he's better than Trey Lance with that price tag, then they need to start him. Don't move on from him just because you want to move off from him. Oh, I already got that darn pat, but I can't give it to you today. That will be
Romero?
Festivities.
Romero, if you want that information, come on the show tomorrow and you ask him.
And don't forget,
today we just want to know everybody's team, who you represent. Anthony, why are you in the comments again? What team are you repping, Anthony? Because I want to know whose team you repping. You've been all through here. We know that Romero roots for the Cowboys, and then Big Chief roots for the Chiefs. I'm a Titans and Cardinals fan. Big Boy is a Giants fan, and he also has the New York Jets on the side, but AFC, NFC. He doesn't root for the Jets, but he follows the Jets. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of respect for the Jets.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I respect them a lot more when they had my coach there. When they had Ryan. I'm sorry, man. When they had my man Ryan. If you haven't figured it out, I want the Chiefs to get defense, and more defense. Oh, yeah. But you also want Deebo Samuel and or A.J. Brown, right?
Look, I just want them to get that one running back and rest defense.
You know how mad he would be if the Chiefs said, you know what, we're not going to trade these picks. We're just going to go ahead and draft a running back and a DB. You know how mad he would be? I have that feeling because every draft, he says, who's that? I don't want to hear him say that this year. I don't want to hear him say that this year. Tomorrow, matter of fact, Big Chief, I'm gonna start the show a half an hour technically before the first pick. I want to hear you not say, who's that?
Mm-hmm.
And Big Chief, I can't tell you I'm happy that you're going to be here tomorrow, man, for that. I already told my wife I'm locking all doors. I'm going to be in front of the TV. I'm literally I'm going to fix up my couch. I'm going to be posted in front of the TV. I cannot wait. Draft all day. I'm waking up. I'm making nachos, breakfast nachos. So they're going to have broccoli, egg whites. You know what I'm saying? But instead of buying tortilla chips, I'm going to get some I'm going to slice up some little tortillas. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make me some breakfast nachos.
Hey.
Might as well have broccoli and I need my veggies. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it was about.
All right, here we go. I'm sorry, Darius. That's the best corners.
See, to me, it's like a 1A and a 1B.
I don't know. I have 4 corners that are really close. I remember. I have to look at the names again. Washington. Hey, you know what? My uncle Jay was a Washington at the time. Red, uncle is a Washington Commodores fan or Commanders, however people want to say it. Yeah, I've always had mad respect for the team. Just I don't like the owner, and I hope Ron Rivera doesn't get tainted by everything going on in the business dealings of what's going on in Washington right now. If I'm not mistaken, they have another investigation going into what's going on in the Washington Redskins. Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. The Washington Commanders and what's going on in their front office. Oh.
Wow.
Look, here we go.
Bold prediction.
You know what? Big boy, you and me, we're going to talk backstage. We're going to end this. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. We got a lot more people that are going to come on and comment tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So, this I'm telling everybody right now who's watching, this is going to be a very, very long show. I'm going to push Big Chief for me to go on way before the draft because I want to hear. He spitting out names like he knows all these dudes. I don't want to hear him. Like I told you, Big Boy, I don't want to hear him say, "Who's that?" So I'm like, Big Chief is the interview tomorrow. So I can't wait to go through and finish my notes tonight.
7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
You know what? Honestly, I don't even know. I don't know. It's gonna be on. Matter of fact, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going on before the draft starts. What time does the draft start tomorrow?
For us, it starts at 8, but I'll be free at 6.
The first round of the 2022 NFL Draft starts Thursday, April 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on NFL Network. The draft continues with rounds 2 to 3 Friday, April 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and rounds 4 to 7 Saturday, April 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Additional coverage on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. College football's best set their sights on a lifelong dream.
Okay, so I'm going to be on for Thursday and Friday. And I'm telling you right now, when it comes to Saturday, I'm doing my service for church. So I do not think I'm swinging that episode. But when I'm done with church, I'm going to see if I can hit anybody up who's available to come on and talk and rep their teams. I'm going to continue with this theme. So the Coastal Bros, we're going to be finished for today. And the mic with Joey 2 Hours is going to be repping. Also, everybody, look out for Big Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything New York. Yanks, Mets, Jets, Giants, Islanders. Wait, who's in the postseason right now?
Rangers.
I'm looking forward. I can't wait for you to start dropping your own episodes.
It's right around the corner.
Look, and it's funny because we both have. Oh, wait, here we go. Yes, sir. Let's see if the draft comes on at 7 o'clock Eastern time. I might be on here like 3:30 or 4 on the West Coast. And literally give a good 3 or 4 hours of just airtime and just keep it pushing.
I'll be free by 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, so you're an hour right before the draft, so you're gonna get home. Mm-hmm. You got any food plans before we get off? You got any food plans?
Probably Uber Eats, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. What you think about ordering?
Think about going Asian.
Really? You gonna get some Chinese food?
Yeah, some shrimp to porter, something like that. Mm-hmm. Can never go wrong.
No, I'm okay. Big Chief said it's 8 and we'll be on at 7. So he wants to go on an hour before. All right. I mean, all that means, like I said, that's 4:00 for me. So I'm not tripping.
Got you.
And besides, I want to hear all of Big Chief's notes. Oh, look, we'll finish out these comments. Go ahead, big boy.
I don't know what happened to Taco, but now I want Taco like it's Tuesday.
Taco Charlton, defensive end, Michigan, drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. Did he even see another NFL team?
All he saw was a Tuesday.
Just followed the live. You know what, Anthony? I don't know who you're following, but I'm gonna make sure we post a link in your DMs or on your page, so that way you know. I'm gonna hit up Big Chief. I'm gonna call him as soon as the show is over, and then we're gonna figure that out. Kings are in the playoffs. Yeah. And guess who's one of the top teams? Avalanche. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think we were playing. Hold on. I think right now we were set up to play. No, it wasn't the Jets. NHL rankings right now.
The Panthers are currently in first place in the Atlantic Division.
We just lost 3 in a row. It's despicable. We better beat them next one. We got. What's the next one?
The Avalanche have 118 points and are in first place. It does not have the playoff standing. Usually it does. But it is official that we have clinched a conference. So the Colorado Avalanche will have number 1. And Big Chief will tell you that it's been so long since a team who's clinched the number 1 berth has not won an NHL title. Why he likes to rub that stuff in, I don't know. It's like he's trying to do this to me on purpose.
He is.
Okay. And Romero, of course, is a Go Kings Go guy. All right, to everybody. Big boy, do me a favor. If you remember or if you got it set up, tell me where everybody can find you at.
I do have an Instagram that has been made right now. I do not have the handles on it right now because my internet stopped working.
All right.
It's just not loading. It's buffering, but it's not loading. Come on.
Okay. So since Big Chief told me or told us on here that tomorrow we're going to be on at 8 or 7, I'm going to see if I can find your IG and I'm going to throw it on here so that way people know where to follow you. I already told my people at the church there's a couple of Pittsburgh and Chiefs fans. So they know where to follow you.
Thank you.
So yeah, man.
Huh? You can find my Instagram at _thebigboy, all lowercase. And then and the boy part is going to be a 0 instead of a O.
Okay. All right. My cousin just hit me up and told me he is Sunday to Thursday that he gets up at work 6:45. Cool. So he'll be right in line to join us tomorrow if he's available. All right. And last but not least, don't finish with the best team record in the NHL. All right. Again, I know this episode went long because I was waiting for more people to join us, but it looks like they didn't come on, but it's all good. It looks like we already said we got somebody watching and we got 2 people coming on tomorrow. So it looks like everything that we want to do today, we're going to end up doing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing, this is personal, big boy. I'm just gonna jump to the NBA real quick before we get out of here. Are you happy that the Knicks killer has been eliminated from the playoffs in a very aggressive physical mention? Ice Tray was not only kicked out of the playoffs, he was cold as ice when kicked out.
Yes. Am I satisfied? Yes, I am actually satisfied because he was such a pain, such a pest. Everything didn't go right just because of that guy. Now he's on the opposite side of it. Don't it feel good when it's served up cold?
And you know what? That's exactly what Miami is. They was cold. Look, I'm about to ask you, how does Miami not have Jimmy Butler and or Kyle Lowry in the lineup, and they still physically handled Atlanta?
Ooh, that's actually a good strategy. Keep them playing opposite of each other, one on the bench, one on the court. That's a lot of defense between both. And Kyle Lowry can set up everybody else, whereas Jimmy can just go get it.
Mm-hmm.
That way you got the points moving.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Who is your favorite for the NBA Finals? As of right now.
Golden State.
So you got Golden State.
They healthy, they clicking, and look, they got a fourth person in that Jordan Poole dude.
Yeah.
He's becoming something amazing. That's a lot of offense to stop. You got Steph who could just shoot lights out, that freaking high arching layup. You got Klay Thompson who could just catch it and throw it in. It's just too much. Draymond just keeps the offense moving and the defense, he keeps it with him. And you got this Poole dude just getting the ball. He's just slashing, cutting up people in there.
All right, and as you see, Romero said bye-bye Bulls, who didn't have Lonzo Ball. And I said this when I watched the first game. DeMar DeRozan looked like Toronto DeMar DeRozan, but then he had that 41-point game. And then the rest of the series, he looked like Toronto DeMar DeRozan. But yeah, Romero, I think you're the only person who wanted the Bulls to win. Just kidding. None of us picked the Bulls. I didn't pick the Bulls. Did you?
No.
All right, and then last one for the NBA. Big Chief is still rolling with Bucks versus Grizzlies for the finals. I mean, this is a team who barely beat Minnesota, or is barely beating Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna win. Look, if Minnesota wins Game 6, I don't know who's winning Game 7.
I just don't know how the Grizzlies is going to keep up the high octane offense because they put in extra athleticism for their points. They're not necessarily a skilled team. They're just pretty much athletes just getting the ball in the bucket. How they going to keep it up through a 7-game series and then go to another series after that? I don't know. I don't know
if Ja Morant can beat Poole, Curry, Clay, and Draymond. And then if somehow in some miracle that Weissman comes back, I don't see it happening. But good luck. Look, Big Chief told me earlier. He said, "Look, I don't see Miami. I guess he doesn't know how good Victor Oladipo is coming off the bench." And I think people are going to understand that most likely is, even though I don't want to say this, that Duncan may get traded after the season, which is going to relieve a lot of cap room for Miami. So Otto Porter down for Golden State. It's one of their bigs. I remember that dude used to be a small forward. Anyway, let's end this. Let's get off. Thank you everybody for coming in and watching. Big boy, again, you got anything to add before we end this?
I'm looking forward to see everybody tomorrow. It's going to be a crazy day. Be ready for any and everything.
Man, Gucci.
Gucci. Oh,